Drama.
My diamond team. Oh, the drama. Let's talk all about it. Let's talk all about it. Welcome back to the channel where we build financial power. My name is Matt, and this is
Potter.
Welcome to this here channel. Every Thursday, Friday, we go live 10 Eastern. Today, we're talking about my diamond team. It is a fork of Drip, and Potter and I have differing opinions on it. If you don't know this channel very well, Potter is a seasoned vet in this world. I am a tadpole learning to swim in this world.
Not anymore. You're disagreeing with me, so that it's official. Sherpa days are over. Gloves are off.
The point of this here channel is to document our process of learning, and we want to highlight some of the areas we feel that isn't touched on as much. Today, we are going to touch on a topic that has been going around the medias. My diamond team, the fork that is of Drip. And so Potter brought some content to my attention, and we were talking about it a little bit before the show, and we were sort of collaborating about like our views. And I was like, I kind of disagree. So let's just go. Let's just talk. So ultimately, give them the little 30-second version of what you explained to me to get us to this point.
Okay, so my diamond team was released as a Drip fork. Its first launch was exploited. The person who exploited it tried to blackmail them into, I won't say anything if you pay me this money. And they're like, screw you, we're gonna write another one. So they wrote version 2. And so version 2 it's been doing well. And it was paying. The unique thing about this one is there's no token that you have to buy to convert to another token. You just take out the native token for Binance Smart Chain, BNB, right? So it was chugging along, but then, like everything, it got hit. Now, they have another platform called Piston that is supposed to support my diamond team. But what you're doing, if you're in that space, you were probably more of a dripper. And there's only so many drippers, right? There's like 100,000. So that's who they're trying to court, right? And so now you have the same group who's in my diamond team and Drip and Piston. But both Piston and my diamond team, they weren't dying, but they weren't taking on any new capital as they were trying to figure things out. Their Piston team hasn't missed a milestone. It's just the sign of the times. Am I good so far?
Yeah, you kind of blew that 30-second thing, but yeah, keep going. You're good. You're good.
I didn't hear you say 30 seconds.
Oh my, okay, my bad. Go ahead.
And so that's where I'll stop since you said the 30-second thing.
Oh no, you're good. But most importantly, the Drip Farm dude and how that influenced things. That part.
Oh well, and so while these things are happening, Avarice is launched, right? And so now you have that same community of Drip people, my diamond team people, maybe even some Splastic people, but they're still kind of the same group, the active groups, right? Who actively move money around these different systems. They were going into Avarice, or Avarice, and money was coming in, but one of the influencers, the Drip Farm guy?
Drip Farm, yeah.
And so one time he got on and he sold, and he was like, guys, not a big thing. It's what you're supposed to do with the platform. I'm working it, so here's what we do. And he went right into it. I'm like, oh, can't do that.
When did this happen? When did he do this?
I don't know. It's been less than a week. It's crypto world. Everything happens
So less than a week ago, he was live on stream, and he sold what?
He sold my diamond team.
And then
they belong to him.
Uh-huh.
All his. He got his dividends and invested directly into Avarice. Although he had plenty of, he shows his wallet. He had plenty of BNB.
Got it. So he sold from my diamond team and immediately went and bought from Avarice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the uproar. That's the issue.
No.
Okay, got it.
And so it's like, okay, so then you start, all of a sudden, when you start looking at the TVL of Diamond Team, it took a little bit of hiccup. But the second time he did it, he did exactly the same thing on air. Said, show my Diamond Team. He also showed another miner that he's going into. But he took money out to go into other plays. Second time. So he even said in his video, he says that I think the guy's going to be upset about me doing this. It's like, yeah, it's not normal DeFi etiquette. And so then on his third video, he said, hey, I think I've been ghosted. And he admitted it. Mm-hmm. He said, I need to get back. So that's where we start to come on stream.
Okay. So he sold my diamond team, went and bought Avarice, and then basically he took from one platform that he's promoted and then sold it and distributed, which affected the TVL, which affected it, and then his followers went and probably did the same thing. It affected everything. So that's the uproar and the issue.
Yes. Okay. It's not an uproar. It's not even an issue. What happened next was because the developers are able to see a direct correlation with time and date when those videos were posted in the TVL dropping, right? So now they're dealing with the crash. They're trying to pay out royalties consistently like Drip, even though Drip has never had a pause day, right? And so they came up with a system. And first the system was, hey, you can't sell more than 5 times what you capitalize on, right? It was like, okay, that makes sense. And then it was, you can't sell, you can't rehydrate or reinvest. Oh no, you can't pull out unless you've had 3 reinvest things. Okay. But there was no time limit on how often you could reinvest. And what we've seen lately is it seems to be people are kind of floating. The 12 hours seems to be a good time. But they made that so you can only do it every 24 hours, right? And yep, now you start to see the TVL, rest, and it's slowly kind of eking up. So I believe that it was the actions of the influencer that caused the actions that have impacted other people, that in the end will end up being a beneficial thing. Yes. But highlight how influencers have to be careful and why in the Drip network it's a no FUD zone, because that was the equivalent of a bank run, right? It's not supposed to be, and all platforms are supposed to be, hey, I protect against that. And I think what you alluded to is like, hey, that's an exploit. I'm glad that they fix it. It's like, no, nobody does that. Like that's just not a good thing to do.
Why does nobody do that though? What do you say that like?
It doesn't make sense that something that's highly volatile and new, that you would illustrate how to drain it to go into another high risk play, right? And if the guy who did it even says, yeah, it wasn't right, I don't understand why you're going, I think it's good.
Did he say it wasn't right, or that he was going to catch shade for it?
He said both.
Got it. Huh. I don't get that. I don't get it. So so I don't believe okay. When people say the community and we're all together and all that, I don't mean this as a negative thing. I don't mean it as a screw you community, but I think it is total bullshit whenever people are like, you got to do the right thing for the community and you got to do this. Nobody at the end of the day cares. Like if the dollars aren't there, people aren't going to care. If a project is dead, the community is gone, in my opinion. And I mean, that's like Stunna has always said, it's a solo sport. Like I finally understand that, to be honest with you, and that crap is not fair in any market, DeFi, regular markets, whatever. So, I mean, I don't know. I look at it as a complete good thing that he did that, because to me, that seems like a weakness in the system that's now been strengthened. And if there is an influencer that has that much power over a project, that's a pretty weak project, it seems, or a very vulnerable project.
There are many people, including a lot of drip maxis, who hate Diamond Team.
Okay.
They laugh and poke fun at Piston and call them failures.
Okay.
Right? I hate that. I hate when a little guy is fighting, building off of something that, you know, they are trying to emulate. But, you know, some people could step up and say, well, those guys are taken away from drip bags, right? So drip should be protected against that. And it is. What I'm saying is that if you have a project that is brand new and it has legs and it needs to support, like Apple didn't become big overnight. It was just, you know, people who liked them a lot, you know. But if there were constantly, there were more Windows people who were fudding Mac.
Sure.
Right. So I don't appreciate that either. And if I saw a guy who, if I'm a Mac person and I saw a guy showing me, hey, here's how to use a Mac on a Windows machine, right? I feel the same way. If I was an owner of Mac property, right, I would be like, what are you doing? And if I found out it was a Mac person showing, hey, you can run Mac on Windows, and I knew, oh my God, that's going to hurt a lot of people, I wouldn't be pro. You know what? You do you. Am I as a person? Do I care? No. Right? I should not be so heavily invested in a play that, oh my God, I'm going to lose it all if you do that. I'm just saying, I don't think it's a wise play. Right? You don't. It's not like these are sound investments. These are small companies that are just forming. And for you to advertise that here's an exploit, even in the tech world, when people find exploits, they don't go out to the internet and put it on YouTube. They contact the company and they tell them, hey, I think I found an exploit, right? If I'm doing this, have you ever thought about this? I'm doing this. Came to my head that other people might follow me, and you don't have a way to stop it because your TVL is coming so low. You should think about that prior to doing it. So, again, I think that guy is funny as hell. You know, he's a person. He's contrarian, right? So I like that. We needed that in the drip space. A lot of the things that this guy's come up with, we're starting to see in drip, right? But on this one, I think it was just his youth and being in DeFi, because you don't, you know, shite on your own bag, right? Because that's ultimately what he did. He slowed down the growth because the developers had to alter the application rapidly, right? They had to stop the bleeding versus work with the vulnerability to see what would work right with the community, right? And so when you say it's not for the community, I don't believe in the guys, you know, hey, let's all do 6 and 1, right? But I do believe in there are people who are feeding their children off of these dividends, and that you should think about that before you just go do something that it should be fair. If you're one of the good guys, if you're one of the guys who doesn't care, and you just say, you know what, everybody, you heard Stunna, we're in it. I do what I want. Okay, it's your style. I'm good, but it's not my style.
Let's. I want to get to this here. So, D Angel said, and from what you've explained, it seems like this is what the most of the community feels. D said that John dude is really wicked. He did it in our faces. That is what's wrong with knowing a lot of people were hurting, but he never airdropped the team to show appreciation. That's why he was kicked. He was kicked out.
I didn't know he was kicked out.
What was he kicked out of?
I don't know. I didn't know that part. I thought he was just saying, hey man, they're mad at me because I did something. I haven't even finished the video because I was like, ha.
D,
you know?
D, drop it in the comments. What, was he kicked out of like the Telegram or what? And then she said, so John not being thankful to the team was what was wrong. He could invest any way he wants in DeFi, but these teams are these teams requirements? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see. I would imagine got kicked out of the Telegram. Cole said he got kicked out of what? What am I missing? So
yeah, I don't know what he got kicked out of.
So D, seriously, I would like to know. We didn't know that. So, but I guess my view is that, like, I am not in support of anyone trying to screw anyone else over.
He wasn't doing that.
Right. Well, I'm trying to set my ground.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
I'm not in support. I would not do anything that would harm other people in this project, in this world. But I understand that there are people out there that will exploit things, that know more than I, that will rug pull, that will screw things up. But I expect that is going to happen. I know how high risk it is. So I guess removing any sort of emotion of being like, he did this or he had that influence or he had that pull, I can't help but think and go to, yes, it's a young startup. Yes, there's community, but that exploit was going to be done by either this person or somebody else. And I'm in my diamond team. I have a lot to lose. Sure. Yeah. But if it went to zero, just like another one that went to zero for Potter, and I was a rug pull last week, like I would just be like, well, this is a part of the game. This is a part of the game. It's not something I like. I'm like, yeah.
You're talking about the self rug?
The baked cats. Yeah, that one. That was a rug. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a self rug.
Regardless, it was a rug, and we got screwed. I mean, technically we got screwed over. We lost money. I don't know. Maybe it's my very intentional, hard trying to separate the emotion, because I am definitely not 100% of the time able to remove emotion. But for some reason in this, I'm very much like,
Yeah. And so this is not emotion. I'm an emotional person. This is data. You don't become a trusted confidant of an application, promote it, and then get those same people to then that have made you, because they've been using that referral link to make you wealthier. And then you take that wealth and you spend it on the competition and show them not once but twice how to do it. And now we just found out this other thing. Again, it helped me understand why the drip group shuts it down. Right? I understand why they have such tight control over who they want controlling the messaging for their brand, right? Because that was just ignorance. He didn't do it on purpose. He didn't do it to hurt anyone. But now when he looks back at it, like by his own admission, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have. It's just not good etiquette. Nothing wrong with it. It doesn't show an exploit, because an exploit is something that the common person can do, right? And what he did was in a very big way, because of his followers. He caused many people to do something that would have just taken a few people to do over time. You know what I mean? But he was a big player, and so that hurt it. And like I said, sometimes people, when they get power, they don't understand how much power. I know that there's people who've talked about stuff that I've got. I'm out. If that guy doesn't trust it, I don't trust it. This wasn't that kind of thing. This was hey, you know what you can do? This is cool. Look at DeFi. You can move this over here. Maybe if it was Avarice over to the other one, I don't know how it would feel, Matt.
But I mean, that's saying the same thing. That's saying the exact same thing, right?
I'm also exposing the contradiction, the hypocrisy.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Got it.
That's not an accident. So I'm saying, like,
interesting.
I don't know if it's because I'm like, man, these guys were like actually putting something together.
See?
And it was working in this, but go ahead. I completely understand and agree with your point, man.
Yeah, and it's not wrong. To me, that sounds like a feeling. And here's the thing. I think for you, you love coding. You love the back end. You love those pieces. I could give a shit about it because I'm like, am I making money? No.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And I think there's a big separation there. Neither one is right or wrong. I think it's your perspective. I think
Okay, let me challenge you then on that one. When you're like, am I making money? If that guy is doing that kind of stuff, then no, you're not. So,
and I immediately go to them. What's wrong with the contract? What's wrong with what's wrong with
nothing. This is normal business. If what happened in FTM, Andre Cronje, he was like this big lead. He did a lot of stuff in Phantom, but he had really been detached from Phantom, right? Yeah. When he left Phantom, because they assumed that he was associated with it, even though he said no bad words really about them, he just kind of quit crypto.
Huh.
Why did Andre did that? And a bunch of people dumped their bags of FTM, right? I don't have any feelings about saying Andre should have stayed for the sake of FTM. We're a community. I'm saying that when you have it's all those movies that you watch. With great power comes great responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the same. He is not, in my opinion, an influencer is not the same as me and you, right? Well, okay, you know what I mean. When we're in that space, you have more responsibility. Your actions will be augmented. So doing something like you're doing, even for other plays, let's say he's representing another play, are you going to want that to be your spokesman?
I don't know. I don't know.
I can see your face is not moved since we got on air. But you're like, I disagree.
Even if it screws me over, because it's because I know, let's just say, okay. I think it's easy to say, I know what I would do if I was in that position. I know what I would, but I don't know. I have not been in that position. I don't have that influence. So I like to say that I know I'd do the right thing and I'd be a good person, but I guess until you're there, you don't really know. But I'm going to say that that's what I would do. But at the end of the day, it's just, I don't know. I guess where my head goes to is, let's make the comparison. Like you said before we hopped on the show, you're like, it would be like a mate, like Elon Musk, somebody large that was like, hey, I'm selling a bunch of Apple stock and buying a bunch of Apple stock. So that would affect the price. I don't know how much, but I wonder, is there a law set in place? Is there a regulation? Is there a stop? Okay. Is it? Okay. All right. See, that's interesting to see what the parallels are, what's legal, what's not. And interesting. Because
imagine a disgruntled person.
Yeah.
I got again, this guy didn't. Drip farm guy, he never went this. He's not a nefarious guy.
Right.
He's just new to DeFi. He just made a mistake. Mm-hmm. But let's say he was a bad guy.
Right, exactly.
And he got PO'd. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because for a little while, he did get PO'd at the lack of response that we're getting from the Drip folks, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of videos were passive aggressive, saying, and they kind of worked, but part of his play was, I'm not going to sit here waiting to be frustrated. I'm going to go find stuff. What's this diamond team? Mm-hmm. I like these guys.
Yeah.
Now let's take that into something. Let's see. There's no stuff between him and Drip. Let's just say it's anybody, and you have a relationship with a company, and you say, hey, I'm going to make money off of you, mm-hmm. right? I'm going to take these people's money, who they're going to invest, and then if you make me upset, I'm going to tell everybody to go to your competition. And I don't care about the people who invested mm-hmm. based on me recommending you to invest. It's DeFi. It's a solo sport. No, that's deception. I came to you because I trusted your word. I followed you. I love your humor. I love your data. I followed you.
Okay.
And now it seems like the thing that I'm in, even though I came in as a small investor, I can't get out now because you just dumped everything.
So what you just did is you helped me do this. You helped me put myself from Matt's shoes into a drip farm oh, I love this guy, I'm a subscriber, I've helped him make money. So, okay, I think there's a perspective shift there for sure. So I am not for or against. We are, as this channel, we are subscribed to him because he is he's up on news and whatnot.
And he's funny as hell.
It's very objective, at least my view of him. But
what do you mean? That just made it seem like I'm objective too.
Come on, I mean, you're the one texting me about him. I don't watch him that much. I really don't.
No, I'm saying I'm objective. I follow him by myself. I watch his videos. Like,
got it.
Yeah. When the stuff was going down, everybody was infighting. I didn't like anybody.
Yeah,
right?
I
was the first one to tell you, hey, I'm watching Drip Farm Guy again.
Yeah, that turned me off. I think I've been turned off ever since, to be honest. And I really haven't consumed much. Like, the only thing I've consumed is anything that you've sent me on him. And I've been like, yeah, all right, I'll watch. So, like, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it is that perspective shift of taking myself out of the shoes and putting myself in the shoes of someone that is a consumer of his content, that has contributed to his referrals, that has made him money, that has then he's turned around and then drained their bag accidentally, intentionally, malicious, not whatever. Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that more. Yeah. Let's get to this comment and let's wrap this bad boy up, because this is interesting. Let's see. So Cole commented, let's remember that most YouTubers are just in it to get views, referrals. Look at that Beach Office 365. Loads of what he says is just factually incorrect, and he calls other YouTubers out. Bad look. Got it. Okay. I don't know.
Well, Cole, he admits how new he is to this whole thing. He's very transparent about that. And I don't want to, trash the guy.
Throw shade.
He's made me upset, but I think all influencers made me upset.
Sure.
He's, and on top of that, he was humble enough to admit it, Yeah. He was humble enough to admit, hey, I'm going to do right by these guys. And he on stream showed that he took his percentage down. He put money back in, and he said he's going to continue to do that. So the good, the bad, and the ugly is about what all of this brings to a platform that is really pretty good, right? Yeah. And the accident of what happened, I think, created a stronger community and support for the other projects, because I don't think people are really looking at them other than just another drip fork that pays in BNB. Right. And I think that if people look under the hood, and Matt, to your point, I'm kind of a coder, so, maybe I'm pulling for the guys. Sure. For sure. Wow. That's my mom. She knows I'm on the air. Hey, Mom, when you watch this, that was you. So yeah. I'll stop there because my mom is calling. No,
you're good. You're good. So somebody left us a comment on another video last week, and they said, it was 5 days ago. Nemesis Enforcer said, I'm so glad I found your channel. Finally, someone that tells the truth. And I want to put a shout out to that's a fantastic compliment. Like, I know that we both take that as a huge compliment. So thank you. Because here's the thing, to Cole's comment about, most YouTubers are out for views or referrals. Like, I understand the feeling that Cole has. Yeah, it is a natural feeling. I mean, it's a natural feeling to think you are being sold to, and that is our intention not to do that. But at the end of the day, you can't trust our words. You can only trust our actions. So I understand where Cole is coming from. I've seen fantastic, great YouTubers that are selfless, and I've seen some that are selfish. I've been involved in YouTube for quite some time. At the end of the day, our intention for what we're doing, it's only going to be shown. It can't be said. So I respect that. I get that. There's such a level of distrust. And I think that a certain optimistic distrust is healthy. So hold on to that, Cole. Hold on to that, buddy. I didn't mean you guys. I love your channel. No. You're good. He said, I didn't mean you guys. I meant that. No, you're good.
No, Cole. We didn't think you meant that.
I'm keeping us responsible. I'm keeping us responsible when I say that. So anyway, that was fun because Potter and all, like, she's my Sherpa. So for me to have something that's anything varying, it's uncharted territory for us.
I loved it.
It feels good. It's weird, but it feels good. So if you guys enjoyed it, appreciate you. Thursday, Friday, Eastern at 10 a.m. We're going to be doing this bad boy again tomorrow. We're talking about, what are we talking about tomorrow? Something drip related?
Yeah, I think you created
I
the
do.
title.
I do. I got something in mind. I got something in mind. So, all right. Well, that's been enough fun. You got anything in closing?
No, what a great close, dude. Everything you said was like, give you a podium and a big insignia, build insignia by Mr. President. Awesome job.
We appreciate you guys. Builders, keep building.
Game on.